Yo, the fake love is not as real as it pretends to be. Know the rules when you playing with this energy. Big business never based on sympathy. Cold world, baby, welcome to the symphony.
Ladies and gents, you're listening to Way Out Radio. How you doing today? Yes, we got the very best with us. Amazing man right here, DJ Symphony, American hip-hop producer, radio host, and of course, most famous for his turntablism. He's an amazing DJ, and he's taught me a trick or two. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. I hear you got some tricks up your sleeve. You got some new music coming out. We were spinning your new single. Tell us about what's going on.
Yeah, recently decided to start making music again.
Yeah.
You know, with COVID and stuff like that, it was just more like taking a break and chilling, just trying to get through the whole virus situation. And I'm working on my album, so I put out a few singles. The latest single I did is with Pete Rock and Beanie Siegel. It's called Dangerous Vibes. And it's actually one of the first singles. That's one of the first. I've rapped before back in the day, but that's one of the first ones I actually decided to grab the microphone and do a little rap on the second verse. But a lot of people like it.
Yeah, definitely. No, man, you're on the beat. You got the rhythm, of course, because you know you're always counting anyway, so you know what you're doing, and you got the lyrics to back it up. So why not? You know.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Was it So was it a little bit scary to like put yourself out there with knowing people like you do, like Diddy, Snoop, and all these people you've worked with, and then you finally put your mark on the track?
Yeah, I mean, no, I wasn't nervous because I've been doing this for so long, I've been in the game for over 30 years. So it was more of, I just kind of figured like, I was a little nervous that somebody might say, well, you're not a rapper, but then again, you look at DJ Khaled and all these guys, like they just having fun. So I'm just having fun with it. You know what I mean? So my whole base is not to be a rapper because I made the beat, of course. So I'm more, I do production and DJ, but just the rap thing, I just want to have fun. I'm just trying to just dabble in things here and there, because I've been doing so many different things and being a DJ for so long, I wanted to switch it up just a little bit and add something else to my my resume.
Yeah, definitely. Like I did this tour over in Vietnam and Cambodia with these French DJs, and all of them were like MCs. Like they were all rapping on the tracks, and there was like we were using like dub music, jungle, drum and bass, that sort of thing. And I was just like, man, I could never do that. Like I always have to have an MC, and they're just like, no, anyone can do it, and they encouraged me. And I was like, in England, it's not like that. Maybe in America, it's the same. They're like, you're a DJ, this is a rapper, like, just don't cross over. And it's like scary.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. It's like, but that's good that they multi-musical instrumentalists. That's funny.
Yeah.
But to have a multi-skill is good because like, let's just say things wash up for rappers and they can always DJ and DJs can always rap. Rest in peace to Bismarcky. He was one of the best to do it. He was rapping at one time and then he went into DJing. So, and I think, honestly, I believe his career as a DJ was just about as good as it was as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg is another one. Snoop Dogg is never really sitting still. He's he's doing sports announcing and stuff like that. So
yeah, definitely. He always pops up on Instagram. He just goes live when he's like shooting some hoops or smoking a spliff or something. And he's just got like 20,000 people with him, just like, yeah, what's up?
Right. So, it's always good to have multi-talents and stuff like that. So that's why, I like to see people reach out and do different things in music,
Yeah, definitely. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about your origins. Your brothers, when you were 9, like invited you to a rap group, New Poet Society. What were your older brothers like from your perception, and like what was that first group like?
It was cool. I mean, I'm the youngest in my family with my mother's kids, and they never really invited me to do nothing. So I had to kind of force my way into being a part of a rap group. I mean, that was a long time ago, but I was trying to be the DJ, and I think at the time I was only probably like 10 years old. So being counted out and being kind of put to the side made me say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and learn how to DJ for real, so I can do my own thing. I don't got to be a part of your rap group. But growing up with my brothers, like my brothers now, one is he does fitness, and my second oldest brother does. He's a publisher for entertainers, major
Cool.
entertainers and movie writers and stuff. So he's a publisher, and coming up with them in the music world, it was pretty cool. I had a really good family, a strong family base, and they helped me out and get through a lot of the stuff that I was going through trying to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think gave you and your brothers all that drive? Because it sounds like you're all successful in your own ways.
Growing up poor, we were hungry, so you had to figure out a way. None of us was really sports inclined like that. We was more musically inclined, and just the hunger for wanting to do better and be better pushed us to actually strive to succeed. And that's what, yeah, that's what made us. That was our driving force, was like just being poor and growing up with nothing.
Yeah, definitely. No, same here. I was brought up like single parent and like, council houses in London. And I've always been like a musician. And as a kid, I was like, I'm going to be a rock star. And people used to always laugh at me and I didn't understand. I was like, well, why can't I say that?
I got laughed at too. I got laughed at for wanting to be a DJ. And, a lot of people because I've been DJing since maybe 8 or 9, right? So coming up, it was more like, go to college or, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, some people choose college, some people choose work. I just chose to be a DJ and just, be a really good DJ and stick by it and learn every inch of being a DJ and take it serious and stuff like that. So, I got laughed at a lot. People didn't call it, they said it wasn't a real job. I mean, you'll be surprised, even today in our new millennium, 2021, people still have the mentality that being a DJ is not something real. I just be looking at them like, how do you think I'm pretty sure you went to a wedding in your life and you were dancing. So who you think had you dancing,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I loved about your course, is that you really took the art seriously more than a lot of different people online trying to teach you different things about, DJing. And most of them are just focusing on the very beginner stuff because I think they don't really know much themselves and they're just trying to get out there. And you were like, talking about warming up your wrists and like literally like spinning the decks to like start to get the rotations going, and then you like advanced to like so much stuff that you taught me on Serato about like just tapping the decks on the side to just get it in sync, and all of this stuff like DJing without auto, what's it called, like auto rhythm, where it goes, where you match the tempo sync. Yeah. See, I don't even use it. I don't even know what that button's called.
You'll be surprised. See, that's one thing about me too when it came to DJing was I started on turntables. I'm still on turntables actually, but like I didn't just DJ. Whenever I DJ, I did a lot of mixtapes too. So a lot of mixtapes come in a lot of my classes the way I teach, because you had to learn, BPMs. You had to learn what acapella would go over this, what would do that. So instead of me just being a DJ and just putting records together, I studied how to be a DJ. I studied what it takes to be a DJ. I mean, all the way down to rocking the crowd, man. Like if I throw a song on and 75% of the room is not feeling it, I'll get out of that thing immediately. I study how to be a DJ. Like I study it.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the most fun as well, is when like you get up and you practice and you've got like a bunch of new acapellas and you just try different like raps and stuff over some beats, see what works, what doesn't. And you're just like, when you find something great, like every day you can find something great. And if you're searching and you're just like, can't wait to bring this to the to the crowd, it's really good.
Right.
So yeah, I wanted to ask you a bit about New Jersey, when you grew up. What was the scene like there when you started your career, and what was it like local parties? And I know you were mentored by DJ Kashif.
Yeah, Kashif was my brother. He passed away in 2010, and we grew up in Jersey.
Sorry about that. Sorry to hear that.
Grew up in Jersey, and I was running throughout New York City and coming, back and forth, and the scene back in, it's I tell people all the time that wasn't there, like you would never know how amazing it was to be a DJ and rocking parties in the 90s, especially between 1992 when Scenario from Tribe Called Quest came out all the way up to around the DMX era, about the early 2000s. Music at that time was the most incredible thing in the world. I mean, because look, if you really go back and think about some of the 90s artists that was out at the same time, I'm just going to name 5. You had Biggie, you had Nas, you had Jay-Z, you had Busta Rhymes and DMX. Ja Rule. I mean, you had all these people out at the same exact time doing something different, and it was banging. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, that 90, the party scene back then was off the hook. There was no phones. There was no, you go in a party and the guy drops the EDM and everybody jump up. It wasn't none of that. I mean, you couldn't do that. You had to, you had to dance. You had to dance, or you wasn't having a good time. So, I'm not saying that it was better then than now. I'm not trying to compare it, but I would never get out of that 90s feel. I want it back so bad, but Kashif taught me how to DJ at an early age. He was a good DJ. And it was probably me, him, and another guy named DJ Juice that was the best DJs at the time. You know what I mean? And I used to get a lot of bookings back in the 90s to do but I was only making like $50 a day. So it wasn't like I was getting crazy money. I was only like $50, $100, but the parties then was amazing. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Yeah, it's always what they say in it. It's the climb. It's like you talk to any band or artist and you're like, what was the best period? And they're like, the early days when we were just trying to make it and we just had the most crazy things happen to us and the funnest parties.
Best days. That's the best days. I mean, because when you're doing it back then, how did I know I was going to have a DJ school? How did I know that I was going to be able to travel the world? And I didn't know. I just was doing it to have fun and just be a good DJ. I was just rocking out,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you look back on your 20s and your teenage years and just be like, you can just pull a story out of every single week or like two or three stories out of every week. It's just like the nuts stuff.
Crazy.
So yeah, I wanted to ask you a bit about like block parties and like some of your early block parties and what they were like back at that time.
Block parties for us were non-existent. Like my mom's, I went to a few of them. Yeah. I snuck to a few of them, but my mom's was real strict on us hanging out, and because she didn't want us to get mixed up with the wrong crowd, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
it was more or less. I got to see the block parties. I got to see how it was for the DJ to come out to the basketball court set up. Had the big speakers out there, people playing basketball, eating food, hot dogs. And so yeah, block parties back then was amazing. They started getting a little rowdy coming up in the 2000s and stuff like that. And they a lot of them got shut down because it wasn't the same. People got older and it's just the new kids came in.
Does that mean like drugs and violence or?
Yeah.
Drugs
and violence started. Yeah, drugs and violence start kicking in.
Yeah, same over here. It gets territorial, doesn't it? When like people realize they can make money from the drugs and then they all just like start becoming so violent towards each other and then they like end up being the bouncers.
Right. You end up something break out. Next thing you know, the fun is over. So, they stopped those block parties a long time ago. But the ones that I went to that they was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned the mixtapes a little while ago. I just wanted to ask you, I mean, you sold your own mixtapes from like age 12. What was it like hustling your mixtapes? I mean, did you go out and like stand in a busy area and be like telling people about your music?
It was a nightmare. You kidding me? I probably would go out with about 10 CDs. I would come home with about 8 of them. It was a nightmare, man. Nobody had $5. You know what I'm saying? It was only $5, but
yeah.
And the whole thing was, we was poor, so you couldn't afford a radio. So the whole thing was, what's on it? How do I know what's on it? It's like, yo, bro, like just try it. It's only $5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun to make them. I'm the type of DJ where I had one room, of course, had a one room apartment at one point. And I probably had like whenever I worked on a mixtape, I would have at least 100 records because I had to find instrumentals, acapellas. And every time I would listen to a record, my bed was right behind me. Every time I would listen to a record, I put the needle on, I listen to it, that ain't gonna work. Take it, and instead of putting it back in the cover, I would chuck them on my bed. So by the time I was finished with that routine and going through my stuff working on mixtape, I would have about 50 records, 60 records on my bed, right?
Yeah.
but I would be working for so long back then and practicing, working on my craft for so long. I mean, hours, 8 hours, 9 hours at a time. I would just lay down on the bed and sleep with my records, and that's true story. I used to
Wow.
sleep with my records. I broke a few of them like that, but I used to sleep with my records. That's how much I love my music. I would sleep with my vinyl. I've actually done that.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. No, it just shows like you're a true artist. You don't stop till you drops, like literally.
Yeah. Sometimes I can't do it like I used to. Like I still practice, but I can't stand up there for that amount of time. And because I'm not a young gunner like I used to be. And plus it's like, I just kind of like to brush up. So if I'm touring and got a show or something, I'm not so rusty, so I like to brush up sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I remember once I was working on a track and I started running a bath and I was like, I felt like 2 minutes went by, but that bath came through the ceiling. I
Yeah,
was like, no. I was like, swear that was just 2 minutes. How could this happen? Like,
yo, that's the power of music. I was working on my album last night, and I think I did the same thing. I was like, okay, it's midnight. I'm only gonna work until 1:30. And when I looked up, it was 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, I
wow.
worked on the track that long. Yeah, I worked on the track that long. I really did.
Damn. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you a bit about the radio side of your life. I mean, you started that like in the 90s. What does radio give you that, playing live doesn't, or what's the attract to that?
Um, I used to love radio. I really did. I used to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was more of the radio that I love was more of the radio that I couldn't see. Radio is better when you can't see it. And what I mean by that is I used to have the vision of when I'm listening to the radio, the DJ come on, hey, what's up? You listening to KS, you got a mic right here, blah, blah, blah. And I used to think that there was a party going on, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. I used to think they was partying and stuff. And then all of a sudden, one time I got invited to the radio station and I go up there and this freaking guy is sitting by himself in a room, in one room, right? There's nothing going on. There's no phone. People run. I thought people was running around answering phones.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to see this.
Right. They would say, the 100th caller wins $99, right? So I used to think the phone was 100 people, like this, like, you're 97,
Yeah.
But then I go up there and it's nothing. I'm like, really, dude? Like, this is what I've been waiting on to see. This I was on the radio for a while. I was with a couple major FM stations, and I just got bored with it.
Yeah.
I like radio now. Like, I would do radio. I want to do radio again, actually. But like, because I can just send the mix in. I can make the mix in my home studio and get it done. So
Yeah.
I'll be down to do radio again. I just don't think I would want to do it in the office. That's boring.
Yeah, definitely. No, I was the same when I was a little kid. I think I asked for a girl talk, which was like a tape player with a microphone coming out of it. So you just like go around making radio shows. I had that when I was like 5 or 6 and I was so proud of it. I was like constantly making radio shows. And then when I became an adult, I like started doing radio and I was like, I remember like just started to turn up the music and this guy coming looking through the little window, just like turn it down, like having a meeting next door. And I was like, oh my God, like this is music, man. Like you got the speakers in there, I'm broadcasting to the community. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, and I'm trying to hear good music, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to get a vibe going for the community.
Yo, real talk. That's real talk though.
All right. I wanted to ask you about so year 2000 is when you first met Wu-Tang. I mean, that was like the most popular albums. Enter the Wu-Tang come out 93, Wu-Tang Forever 97, Gravel Pit year 2000. So they were pretty massive at that time. I mean, where were you at in your journey, and like what was your impression of them at that time?
I always get that wrong. I already knew them. I knew them,
okay,
but I wasn't working with them. But no, you didn't get it wrong. Whoever wrote it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, you fine. The thing I knew them, but not on a. How back in the day you go to concerts and you run into them and you might get a DJ drop or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was already interacting with them. I already seen them perform and stuff like that. But I met a brother named Supreme Ali. That's my brother. That's my brother. I love him to
Yeah.
death. That's my brother right there. Yeah. And I think at the time when I met him, I was on the radio and stuff. And I came in Wu-Tang through Raekwon, you know, started DJing for Ray because I was introduced to Ray through Supreme Ali because Supreme Ali is his manager.
Okay, cool.
But when I met Supreme Ali, he never told me that he was Wu-Tang, right?
Okay.
You know how it is. So
Yeah.
our relationship just ended up being genuine. I had no clue. I had no clue. Yeah, we
I
had
love that.
we had a genuine relationship. This is real talk. This is a real true story.
Yeah, yeah.
And one day he said, "Come on, man, I'm gonna take you somewhere." Right. So we ended up going. We ended up going to some show, and it was Wu-Tang, and I kept thinking, you know, we was gonna be in the crowd, and I wasn't gonna be able to do nothing but just stand there, right? So the guy takes me backstage, and I'm meeting all the people, and I'm just looking around like, what the hell is going on, you know? And he introduced me to Ray, and Ray ended up meeting a DJ at the time, and they signed me. He signed me to his label, Ice Age 2 Records, and I ended up being his DJ for a while. And then after that, I signed on with Ghostface Killer.
Yeah.
And I signed on with Ghost for a while. And after that, so my final destination is Jizza of Wu-Tang. So, you know,
Yeah.
I went to DJ for all of them and signed a deal with Jizza now. I've been with Jizza for, I think me and Jizza about 10, 12 years. So
Yeah.
Me and him got a really good relationship on and off the music side of town, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wu-Tang thing is fun. You know, you get to travel, you get to learn a lot. You know, them brothers talk. I'm sorry, my cat is like on one right now. He on one right now. Like he would not leave me alone. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right. What's your cat's name?
Oh, Mr. Biscuits. But every time
Mr. Biscuits.
Every time I chuck this dude on the couch, every time he looked. I keep launching him. I keep launching him, yo. Like, get out of here, right? He come right back and jump on the couch and jump right on the table. Like, yo.
He hears you talking about touring and he's just like, I know what that means. Don't you do it.
Right. But nah, so like, you know, the Wu-Tang thing, it taught me a lot. Like it you know, it just, you know, we first meet somebody you a certain way, right?
Yeah.
And you realize that the people you meet, you can only adapt, you can only adjust or get off the bus, basically, because you don't want to be a disrespectful way or some type of way around brothers that don't act like that. So I'll give you an example. When I first met Wu-Tang Clan, I was eating pork, right? But these brothers don't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? And they constantly talking to me about pork and the science. So eventually you're gonna have to get on board, bro, because you don't want to be the only guy eating a pork chop, right? So you know, it was things like that, and then you know, like doing drugs or whatever. That's a no. You don't do drugs and you don't do this, and you know, so
it's professional.
Wu-Tang taught me a lot. They taught me a lot of discipline. They taught me a lot of how to carry myself, how to speak. You know, you'll notice like during this interview, I have not said one curse word because that, you know, you are what you put out, and the energy you put to the universe is what you're gonna get back, right? Yeah. So you know, just be respectful. I learned that from Wu-Tang. Just being respectful. Respect yourself and respect yourself around other people.
Yeah, definitely. And you've been doing radio long enough to know about the swearing, so you know.
I get dirty sometimes, but yeah.
No, it's interesting to hear because obviously hip hop has such a reputation for danger and, you know, rebellion and to know that like behind the scenes it's like a well-oiled cog where everybody's doing their bit and like serious about their craft. It's a beautiful thing, you know, and it's good for like kids listening in to who are like aspiring to this to be like, oh, it's not all about just being wasted.
Right. But yeah, it's a science to it. Of course, you have split personalities. You're a DJ, you know what I'm talking about. You got a split personality. You one person in public and you the other person home. So, you know, but when you're in public, the best thing you can possibly do, especially as a DJ, you're trying to get booked for certain events. You don't want people going on your social media or going and seeing an old video of you drunk and cursing, and it's not a good look.
Yeah. That would be shocking.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
No, exactly. No, it's true. Yeah, you got to be extra careful now in the internet age, because things just last, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, I was just going to say, you've worked extremely hard in your career. You mentioned touring there. I know you've got like a long list. You've toured Australia, America, Europe,
Everywhere.
everywhere, all over the world. From mastering turntablism to touring extensively, what was the toughest tour for you? And have you ever burnt out or needed a break from music?
Yeah, I just burnt out. Like, I did. I
In
burnt out.
COVID.
Yeah, I burnt
That was
out.
good timing.
Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely 100% correct. I think the worst time I had, my father passed in '09, and
Sorry to
I
hear
was
that.
on tour when he died. Yeah, I was in California, great to perform with Raekwon, and my father passed. And but the thing was about that tour was I had a feeling in my heart like, damn, God blessed me to have a opportunity to be here, right? And I kind
Yeah.
of felt like, you know, with the passing of him, I could have went home, or I could have did this and did that, but I kind of finished the tour first. Like, I finished the tour because I had a feeling like, if you don't finish this tour, there's no guarantee that you can come back. You don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know what will happen. So, that was probably the worst decision, worst tour I ever did, because but it was a good tour for shows and stuff and being with Ray, but it was just a bad tour because my father passed, and I completed the tour. You know what I mean? Because I knew in my heart, you only get one shot at something, and the
Yeah.
shot, if you get it again, is not the same, right? So
Yeah.
I just was like, I gotta finish this tour because this is my shot at life to do something good for myself.
Yeah, 100%. And it's can be a lonely life on tour. I mean, just
Yeah.
being a DJ and playing, even if you just play the weekends, you're missing all the barbecues, all the birthdays,
Yeah, you missed
missing a lot of
everything.
family stuff.
Yeah. People think we out partying 24/7. Like, I, for people that's ever toured, it's mostly flying or in the car or looking for something to eat or trying to rest.
Or in a brick wall room in
Yes,
Tokyo. You're like, am I in Tokyo?
right, right. And then you're in a different. Let's just say I come to Germany, right? Where the hell I'm gonna go when I'm there? I mean, I'm gonna be in my room. I don't know nobody in Germany, so yeah, what am I gonna be doing? I'm not gonna walk around on the streets. I don't know any. I don't even know where I'm going. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's instead of everybody thinking that we out here having this grand old time partying, and no, it's you in the room watching TV or getting ready for a flight or something. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, when I was on my like world trip a couple of years ago before the pandemic, I like would stay in each country for a month. Like I did Russia and Japan and that, and I would like just scour Facebook for like people in the music scene there, so that I
Yeah.
just have a mate and a translator, and I would just like start like befriending them before I got there. Because like when I was in Ukraine, I partied really hard. It was like everyone was drinking champagne and vodka for like a week straight and just partying, and then I just got like really ill, and I just needed a translator to get me medication at that point. I was like, where's that friend that I befriended before I got here back in England?
Right. Where's the friend is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, sort me out.
Right. That's funny.
So I wanted to ask you about Science Genius. It sounds really interesting. So like innovative competition that teaches kids to increase their science literacy by writing raps about science topics. And you did that with Jizza, is that right?
Yeah, that's actually Jizz's thing. I
And
don't know a
were
lot
you a
about it.
part of that? Oh,
Nah,
okay.
I didn't help in any point. I just DJ'd a couple of shows that we had with that.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah, and
That is
I
pretty out
watched.
there.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a nice thing to see. Like I didn't invent it. I don't have anything to do with Science Genius. I've been there. I've seen it go down. I've seen how it worked, and it's actually genius. Like the way they teaching these kids through hip hop music.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Jizz's project. That's not me.
Yeah, no, that's cool though. I mean, I recently just through lockdown was like, I got to do something new. So I was like, I'll learn Spanish, and I was just like reading these books and stuff and like doing these quizzes, and I was like, I need music, and I just started like, I went on Spotify or something and just found a load of music that you could teach you Spanish, and I was like, this is how I learn.
Yeah,
So much easier.
it's so much easier that way. You'd be surprised if they teach somebody how to cook through music, they'll have a lot more better chefs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, just wanted to ask you a little bit about some of the people you've worked with. So, like P Diddy and Snoop. Like, what was that like?
Um, I did shows with these guys.
Cool. Yeah.
Perform with them. You know, get some drops and stuff from 'em. It's like, you know, you be around those celebrity dudes. It's cool. You know, you get to talk to them, kind of like get to know them and stuff like that. And it's just it's mind blowing sometimes to be standing or working next to somebody that you idolize. You know what I mean? Like when we did Urban Plaza, I believe the name of that show was. It was somebody's birthday party and Diddy was there. And, you know, I'm standing on stage with the guy. You know, it's like, damn, that's Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most mind blowing thing I did was Nas, DJ Green Lantern, me, and Ray
Wow.
in
Yeah.
Oslo, Norway for the Rich and Black video. I'm actually in the
Damn.
Rich and Black video with Nas. And you know, I didn't even know Nas was gonna be there. You know, I walk in the door and Nas is sitting in the dressing room and I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, like, and then when we on stage, I didn't know that we was filming the video. So I'm like, we it was an actual live performance, and you know, there was no what's that word? Choreography? What's that word?
Choreography.
Yeah, choreography. There was none of that. Everything was raw and live, and they had me,
Nice.
they had two DJs, and Ray and him going back and forth, and it made a really good video. So you know, working with Nas and working with different people like that, it's amazing. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, no, that sounds incredible. Yeah, and it's really cool to just like go back and talk about these stories after like the lockdown and everything. It's been a bit of a drought, you know. It's been hard.
Yeah, I look at the picture me and Snoop took a long time ago, and I'm like, right now I'm probably 230, 225, two something, and at that time I probably was 160 pounds, like, and I'm like, damn, like it's amazing, like how you evolve. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
yeah, you just evolve. But you know, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's just fun. You get to go back and look at some of the people you work with. Like some of the singles, like I put out 3 singles in the last a year and a half or so. I did one called Real Hip Hop with J. Rue the Damager, Sadat X, a Brand Nubian, and the Beat Nuts. And that
yeah.
was something I produced. You know, the beat was dope, and they jumped on it. And then I did another one called Anti Mumble Rap with
Yes, I listened to that. That's jokes.
yeah. We had fun making that record. That was a fun record. And that was with Sadat X, Brand Nubian, and Raekwon's artist Caesar. So we had fun doing that, you know. So, you know, I just sometimes I look at my catalog and be like, I work with a lot of people. Like I did a lot of stuff, but it never. I'm not a cocky dude, or I'm not a person that doesn't appreciate life and doesn't appreciate what God gives me.
Yeah.
I don't even look at it. I think one day when I get older, probably like 60, 70, and I'm just watching baseball one day, I'm gonna pull out my stuff and be like, yo, this is crazy. You know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So like who are the mumble rappers that
I'm
you
not
know
gonna
that
say
you
any
oh
names.
no, okay. Well like Lil Xan, you know, he's on the way down now, but he did this ridiculous song that it was just awful and it got like millions and millions of views because Cole Bennett did the video. And then I don't know, like there's some I like is Travis Scott considered a mumble rapper or not?
I'm not. I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
no. Okay.
When I made the song, I just made the song to have fun, because at the time when we was messing around, there was a lot of the music that I just didn't understand it, and no offense to, I can't DJ today's music. Like I really can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I just can't. I love the '90s and early 2000s. If I had to do it, I could, but like I don't know how to beat match a Migos record, or beat match it in a party. It's 70 BPM. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Like, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm used to 90, 95, 100.
170.
Yeah, right. There you go. 140, because you got to double it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, so, you know, I'm like, but I like Migos. Like, don't get me wrong. They got some good music. Bad and Bougie and all that, Ric Flair and all that. But like, I just can't DJ the music because that's not who I am. You know, that's not who it identifies me. Maybe if I was born in this era, maybe yeah. But I come from an era where there was Montel Jordan. This is how we do it, and I want to
Yeah,
rock right now. I'm Rob Bass, and that's why I come from, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah, that's my style of DJ. So I mean, I just choose not to go in that chamber,
Excellent. Okay, so I just got a couple more questions for you, man. Most inspirational person you've ever met?
In my life,
Yeah.
musically,
No, just generally.
most
Maybe.
that's a good question. If it was personal, it would be my dad because he taught me everything. If it was musical, Djing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. And I'm not just saying that as his DJ. It's just him as a person. Like if you ever had a conversation with him, you'll know what I mean. Like his mind is not normal.
Yeah.
He does not think. If you listen to his raps is not regular. Like he don't think like a regular person. I'm sorry, he just don't think like a regular person. His mind is 50,000 light steps ahead of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that he teaches me and shows me is just crazy. Say if we got a route, if we supposed to do liquid swords and coming out of liquid swords, you're going to triumph for something. So yeah. I'll do something like, all right, get ready, da, 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 da. Here come triumph, shoot, right?
Yeah.
So when I do that, he'll act like he's not even listening. He'll be on stage, regular stuff. Then when we in a truck or the car or plane or whatever, we start having a conversation about the show last night, he'll say, tonight I want you to, instead of talking, I want you to cut it in. And we're going to watch the reaction. And then we'll do it and the crowd goes nuts. And I'm like how are you so far ahead that you already,
He's experimenting with each night, yeah.
Yeah, but he already know what the reaction is. He already know what the music is going to do before we even do it. That's how smart he is. So, yeah, he's one of the smartest people I ever met.
Yeah, definitely. It's like probably there was a DJ at one point whose music just cut out and it was an accident. And then he noticed everyone's attention turned to him and he was like, I'm going to do that purposefully next time. Right. It's just like you learn each time. You're like, oh, that's how you get attention. You just like bring everyone's attention to you and then you just cut in with something awesome,
Yeah, but making mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes on stage, a lot of them. A lot of them was from not paying attention. A lot of them was from drinking beer on stage and not, just not even being in your right mind, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I learned how I channeled all that energy. I changed it up. I don't drink anymore and cool. I pay attention a lot more. So, but the mistakes are going to happen on stage for sure, but you have to limit the mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes. We're human beings, man. I'm going to miss a cue point. It's just impossible to do. You can't do a 100% perfect show because I can't read your mind. Sometimes he only want to do one verse. Sometimes he want to do two verses. Sometimes he want to freestyle longer. So I can't read your mind. I can only be on point the best that I can possibly be.
Yeah, exactly. Right. No, I've had it before where like an MC was rapping and I'd never worked with one before. So I was just like so focused on like getting from track A to track B. And I was like, I'm mixing in the next track, bro. You better end your verse.
Yeah, you need to end your verse.
And I was like, I can't do this
right now.
We're going. We're here. Yeah, exactly.
I've done that before too. I ain't gonna lie. I've done that on stage where I felt rappers was going too long. So I just cut the stuff off and go to the next track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's got to be done. Egos, All right. So what is your like most advanced turntable trick or like one that stands out as like that took you ages to learn or like it's just nuts?
10-second runoff. Nobody don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
That's hard. Did you try it from the video?
Yeah, I tried it.
Did you get it?
Tried a lot of your Jedi mind tricks. I mean, it's got to be Yoda level.
Did you try the 10-second runoff?
Yeah, I tried it.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't get it. I'm still in school. I got the certificate, but certificate just you gotta like put it to the side and keep going, haven't you? At the end of the day.
The 10-second runoff, I invented that exercise. But
That's awesome.
in all honesty, we all use it when we DJ. We all use it, you know, because sometimes you have to get to a certain point of the record when you're looking for something in a party. So, you know, that 10-second runoff, you just really run off 10 seconds of music. You find the next snare and you cut that snare in on top of the other snare and come right in on beat, and then you click out of the other one. But when we teach it in school, I've had kids actually shed tears because they just like, I have.
Oh, no.
I've actually bet people in the school. I put up $2,000. I say I'm gonna give you $2,000, and I make them put up $1. Yeah, they got to put up $1. We put up 2,000, and we say we bet you can't get this. And we've had professional DJs come in and try to win that money, and they can't figure it out. But but we do it every night, and that's the funny part about the 10-second runoff is we all as DJs we do it all the time. But I put it into an exercise to make it look impossible, but it is very possible to catch the 10-second runoff.
Well, I started out on the drums, so I know a lot about kick and snare and counting. So I think I should try and put a video together and send it to you and try and do it.
Yeah, try to do it. See what happens.
Yeah, no, that DJ Academy was insane. Like, I just loved it. I mean, there was just so much great content there. And I love the part where you were like tapping the turntable, like the digital version, to like keep in time, just like tapping it in time with the track, with the other track that's playing, and like keeping it in time without moving the tempo shifter. Like that was a revelation to me. I was like, there's so many things that I was just like scared to play with.
The one where you don't use the push hand blend technique, where you don't use the pitch.
So you got two tracks, similar tempos but different. One's playing, the other one you're like shifting the side of the plate to keep it in time, like with your own counting. That's mad.
Without doing the pitch.
Yeah.
I learned that, but that came from nightmares and parties in the 90s. That came from
my nightmares.
Yeah, something got broke, or you know, you had to use my pitch control might have got broke, or so we had to learn how to use our hands to do a lot of the blending and stuff like that. You know,
that is nuts. Yeah, it's great, and even like little tricks, like if you forget your mic, then just talking through the talking into the headphones.
People don't know that.
Yeah. That's genius. It happened to me a few times, and I'm just like, wait for this.
You're right, but see, we don't. I've had that too, where I forgot my mic home in the 90s, or my mic broke, and one day me and my buddies were screwing around. I said, man, I wonder if this will work. So I put it in. I heard something go clank, and I'm like, what the heck? Started talking, and that's how we did it. But then after there's a lot of tricks I didn't put in there. I'm actually going to refilm those classes. Right now we got them up on symphonydjacademy.com, but we're going to refilm them because there's a lot I left out. You know, you ever see the old telephones? Those ones you hold like this?
Yeah.
We used to use that for headphones back in the day.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, like, we used to have a little boom box, and before I had like the girl talk, you could record your own voice speaking into the speaker. We used to do that in the 90s, and we were just little kids. Like you just find these things out by just messing about, you know.
Yeah, you'd be surprised some of the stuff that you can do and learn when you have limited resources. You know what I mean? You figure things out because you can't afford to get stuff fixed. So if something breaks, you have to be very, very, very fast with it.
Yeah. It's like they say, if you ask a prisoner to find the cure for cancer and he'll get released, then he might just do it.
It's not a might. He's going to do it.
He's going to read them books. He's going to figure it out.
Damn right. He's going to do it.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Just tell us a little bit about like where you want the listeners to go to find out more about you and the new album and the Academy.
Well, for those out there looking to take some really cool online DJ courses, you could take them. There's I have a 49 video curriculum online right now. We were doing the Udemy thing, but we switched over now to symphonydjacademy.com. Take them there. They're better over there. Plus you get a discount. Cool. And once you finish those classes, your certificate prints out automatically. So there's no waiting. Everything is digital and it's instant. So that's on symphonydjacademy.com. You just click on online classes and you can check out those classes. My album, I'm setting for a winter release of 2021. It's called It's Bigger Than Music. Has a lot of features. Pete Rock, Dean Siegel, Razzcast.
Big title.
Yeah,
Nice.
title. Yeah, it has Razzcast on it, Killer Priest, Ghostface Killer.
Yeah.
So many big names on the album. It's gonna be real cool. So I'm looking for a December 31st release. And then of course I'm DJ Symphony. You can find me on the gram. I don't do a lot of I don't like social media that much. So I'm just gonna give out Instagram. Yeah, I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like it.
I hate it. I hate seeing people that I know are cool posing like absolute idiots all day, every day. And I'm like, stop doing that. It's annoying me.
Yeah. I used to like it when it first came out, but now it's just invading on my privacy sometimes. So I don't, but Instagram is the best place and stuff like that. If you want to book me, you can book me on, there's a new company that I'm working with. Cool. They sponsor me. They call it Pick a DJ, PICKADJ. So like if you want to book me and stuff like that, you can book me through pickadj.com or email me, bookdjsymphony@gmail. Or
nice.
book.
I'm gonna win that competition for $2,000 and then I'll put that towards the booking.
Yeah, do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, try to get that 2 G's. It's hard to do. I haven't seen anybody be able to win it yet. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, there's a will, there's a way, man. You got to do this.
Doubt. Well, thank you so much for interviewing me here. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for everything you've taught me, and I look forward to following your career, the album, Dangerous Vibes will be spinning on the station. Absolutely love it, man. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care, man. Hope to see you at a show in England.
Of course. Come on. Look, when I come out there, you're invited, man. Bring your friends.
Yes. 100% will. All right, bye.
Hey guys, DJ Paula Frost here from Way Out Radio, the one and only punk and reggae station, broadcasting every week. Go to wayoutradio.com for more. So I just want to tell you guys about the brand new fan club we've just launched. It's absolutely amazing. You can choose from contributing £5, £10 or £20 per month to keep the station alive, pay our guests handsomely, and keep music money in the musician's pocket and in the punk world and in the reggae world. So find out more about that at wayoutradio.com. Thank you very much.